Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmadoo.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Today, we're going to go back into the Servants of Kings mini box set over at the shop in YuGiOh Duel Links, and we're going to look at the rare cards, because I really haven't had a chance to go through them yet, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to have some halfway decent rares that we can really build some sweet decks with. So, without further ado, let's jump into them. The first rare we have is Snow Dust Dragon. It is a level 8 dragon, 2800 attack, 1800 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand by removing 4 ice counters from anywhere on the field. Other monsters with ice counters cannot attack or change their battle positions. Okay, so it looks like we're going with another counter-based deck structure, so as we get into more of the details on those, I'll be curious to see what kind of decks can be built. Then you have Machina Cannon. It's a level 8 machine, 0 attack, 2200 defense. This cannot be normal summoned or set and must first be special summoned from your hand by sending 1 or more machine-type monsters from your hand to the graveyard. This card gains 800 attack for each card sent to the graveyard for this special summon. So if you're loading up and you're getting a lot of draw power, if you're running those types of decks and you're using machines, you could possibly fill your hand with 2, 3, maybe 4 machine-type monsters. So, yeah, pretty quickly you'll be able to get to a decent attack power. It takes about, it would take about 3 machine monsters to get up to 2400 attack, and, that's about where you want to be right now in the current meta. So, yeah, pretty good, and then the rest is icing on the cake. Next you have Mystic Swordsman, level 6. Level 6 warrior, 2300 attack, 1700 defense. It cannot be normal summoned, but can be normal set. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacked a face-down defense position monster, destroy that monster, and if you do, you can place it on top of your opponent's deck instead of sending it to the graveyard. That's a pretty good effect too. If there's a monster that maybe is not that threatening to you, and you don't want your opponent to draw into something better than that monster that was set, Mystic Swordsman level 6 could be a really, really good card. And this is the kind of one, because it is a warrior too, so again, we're getting more and more warrior support, and I mentioned that in the last episode with the ultra rares and the super rares. We are getting some additional warrior support, so yeah, Joey's looking pretty good right about now with all these new warriors. So anyway, let's move on to the next one here. After Mystic Swordsman, we have this is an interesting one. Terra Tiger, the Empowered Warrior. Level 4 warrior, 1800 attack, 1200 defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your hand in defense position. Okay, so you're loading the field little by little. This is just another good way to maybe get a field set up, maybe stall a little bit too. Terra Tiger, the Empowered Warrior, doesn't seem like a pretty bad card at all. This is one that I may consider running in a warrior deck. Speaking of warriors, we have another one, Dark Blade, the Captain of the Evil World. Level 4 warrior, 1800 attack, 1500 defense. Once per turn, you can banish 1 dark monster from your graveyard to target 1 level 4 or lower light monster your opponent controls. Equip it to this card. You can only equip 1 monster at a time to this card with this effect. If this card on the field would be destroyed, the monster equipped to it with this effect is destroyed instead. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah. No, I mean, it's a pretty good card. It's, really trying to counter a lot of those light decks, too. So, yeah, we'll kind of see how this one works out. And at 1800 attack on its own, this card's pretty decent. So, yeah, one to run with. Now we're getting into some Gen X monsters. You got Gen X Turbine, level 4 machine, 1400 attack, 1300 defense. While you control this face-up card, all face-up Gen X monsters you control gain 400 attack. Pretty good. I mean, then, next you have Machina Sniper, level 4 machine, 1800 attack, 800 defense. Machina monsters cannot be attacked except Machina Sniper. So, that's pretty good. If you're running a multiple Machina deck, if you're going to try and go that route, this card really prevents all attacks except towards Machina Sniper, and if it is one of your stronger monsters on the field, if you give it some buffs and you make it strong, maybe your opponent won't be able to attack anything else during that turn. So this card could be really, really good in that type of deck. Then you got Mystic Swordsman, level 4. It's a warrior, 1900 attack, 1600 defense. It cannot be normal summoned, but can be normal set. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacked a face-down defense position monster, destroy that monster. During the end phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle this turn, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and special summon one Mystic Swordsman level 6 from your hand or deck. Pretty good. Then you got Enraged Battle Ox, level 4 Beast Warrior, 1700 attack, 1000 defense. If a Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast type monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. For a warrior deck, I want some kind of monster that's going to allow my beasts and my beast warriors to start inflicting piercing battle damage. So Enraged Battle Ox, yeah, this is a really good addition to some decks. So definitely one worth hanging on to if you get one. Petin the Dark Clown, it's a level 3 spellcaster, 500 attack, 1200 defense. When this card is sent to your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon one Petin the Dark Clown from your hand or deck. So, it's just more flotation to a degree. And then you have Mystic Swordsman level 2. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacked a face-down defense position monster, destroy that monster. During the end phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle this turn, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and special summon one Mystic Swordsman level 4 from your hand or deck. So at 900 attack and 0 defense, you better bank on just attacking a face-down defense position monster, which is definitely doable. So not the worst thing in the world. Then you have Mechanical Chaser, level 4 machine, 1850 attack, 800 defense, and it's just a plain Jane vanilla. Still, machines look like they're getting a lot of support out of this box set. But what good is a new box set without some support for hero decks? You got Elemental Hero Flare Neos. It's a level 7 warrior fusion monster, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. Requires Elemental Hero Neos and Neospatian Flare Scarab. It must first be special summoned from your extra deck by shuffling the above cards you control into the deck. You do not use polymerization. This card gains 400 attack for each spell or trap card on the field. During the end phase, shuffle this card into the extra deck. So it doesn't have a whole lot of staying power on the field, but if you're able to make a good play, you could potentially finish the game pretty easily. If there's a lot of spells and traps on the field too, and there's nothing that's going to affect this, a lot of ifs. But Elemental Hero Neos, Elemental Hero Flame Neos. Hey, it's another fusion piece for an arsenal in the fusion deck. So hey, that'll work. Then you got System Down. This is a pretty good card too. It's a spell where you pay 1,000 life points to banish all machine-type monsters your opponent controls and is in their graveyard. So all of my buddies there that are playing all those XYZ Dragon decks, System Down, play that card, pay the 1,000 life points, and now you're banishing all of those pieces and whatever's hanging out in the graveyard too. Oh, that's a shame. But, hey, System Down is a really good card for countering machine decks. Then you got, actually, that's about it for the rares. So that's pretty much the rundown of rares in this box set. There are some good ones. I'm not too disappointed with what the cards that you're able to get. It looks like Warriors have support, Beasts and Beast Warriors have support, Machines and Spellcasters. Looks like there's a little bit of everything. Not a whole lot of Dragon support, but I feel like we have more than enough out there already. It seems like Konami on the front end was really pushing a lot of Dragon support. Now you're starting to see the Warriors and the Beasts and all that stuff trying to catch up to the Dragons at this point. Granted, none of them are really the pure meta right now, but still, you're going to see some really, really good support from this box set being added. And again, this is just one box set that I definitely recommend if you're looking for some additional support, and plus you're also seeing a little bit more of that power creep. You're seeing some higher attack monsters and more common ratings. I remember getting Battle Ox at I think it was Battle Ox, yeah, that ultra rare at 1700 attack. Now it's not really worth a whole lot, but you can get a common now. Got some common cards that are over 1800 attack for a level 4. So yeah, a lot of strong monsters now. A lot of strong monsters. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the rundown of the rares out of this box set. If there's anything you want to add, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at YuGiOh Deck Talk. It's all one word, at YuGiOh Deck Talk, and I'd love to hear from you. So that's it for today's episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.